A very good morning to you. How are you doing? This is K24 this morning. A lovely Wednesday it is, and as you can see, kuna venye mememwa today is Ladies' Day. How are you doing, Shibo?
Really? Because I'm in red.
Yes,
and who still celebrates Ladies' Day? Ladies' Night, actually, but since it's morning, I have to say Ladies' Day.
No, today has to be Ladies' Night, especially with the holiday coming up.
Oh, yes.
It has to be.
Yes.
And I can see
I agree.
you're ready to paint the town red.
I'm telling you, so wherever I'm going to be, please, I hope they're giving out roses, a glass of wine, because you know that's usually the way they welcome the ladies.
It's Mote Day, not Valentine's. It's Mote Day.
No, but Ladies' Night is always marked with a rose and a glass of wine, just to entice the ladies to come through.
Unless Daniel Turudit and a boy.
Welcome to the show. My name is Jeff Mote as well. So much in store for you this morning. As always, as we kick off our show, first half, we get into the news super review and look at the big stories of the day. My panel almost fully in place. We'll have a managing editor of the People Daily, Ken Bosire, with us. We'll also have Honorable David Ole Sankok with us. Madam Beatrice Elachi joins us shortly as we look at the big stories. And of course, the big headline right there, Eliud Kipchoge just taking it on his shoulders. People have said this guy has raced with everyone on earth.
Yeah.
No one can catch up.
Yeah.
Now he's racing against time.
But
he's moved the race on.
Yeah.
The pressure. I don't know. He's smiling in every other photo, but Chinyamaji, my friend, I am even tensed on his behalf.
I think because he's tried this before, maybe the pressure is a bit, he's now used to it and knows the scrutiny. But like you said, it is indeed there. Everyone is watching. When you look at the elaborate plan that have been put in place, this is a big deal. Right. No expense has been left behind. Unataka nini? Here, go buy, get who you need.
It's okay.
We're breaking this record.
Because we want this to happen.
Absolutely, and we're behind him all the way. He is indeed, even at this point, greatest of all time.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, after the newspaper review, what do we have moving?
We shall have the interactive, of course. All the stories you guys have been sending us, but they are super hilarious. So today we're going to do a Wednesday special, considering that this chick is in red. Tomorrow is Mote Day, so why not go all out? So thank you very much. Interactive, an amazing half hour of nothing but the best trending stories.
Okay, and of course, this being Wednesday, we do have our social hour coming up about current discussions, or at least trending topics. And this time around, we're talking about modern day parenting and the challenges you've always had. By the way, it is the parents who aren't giving enough time to their children, and hence why we're having issues with our children today. So how do we go about raising well-rounded kids and of course still letting them be in harmony with today's world? That's what we will be talking about today on the show.
Okay, quite an insightful discussion that's going to be happening right here from 8 to 9. Right now, what we need you to tell us is how your morning is so far. If you're up and ready for the day, we'd love to know the early rise. And as you do that, if you're on the roads, even better, let us know how the traffic is looking where you're at. Get us on Twitter at K24TV. If it's on SMS, you can SMS us on 21222. We start off with your traffic update, then get right into your news super review. Good morning.
Okay, we always love to tell you which roads to avoid, which ones to use. Of course, this being 6 o'clock in the morning, it's generally a really good time to start heading out. But of course, we are monitoring our major roads through our satellite feed. And this time around, let's start off with Waiyaki Way. So for those of you who are coming from Kino, coming from Mountain View, Limuru even, and of course from the likes of Loresho, Kangemi area, well, let's take a look at what you're looking at this particular time. I always like to start things off from around Mountain View there, making our way down to, of course, the Kangemi Soko. Look at this, it's green. So far, so good. We do know that Waiyaki Way is currently under construction. You can expect some deep excavation points and, of course, lots of diversions as you're coming down from Limuru, making your way to Westlands. But as you can see, so far, so good. Nothing major to report on Waiyaki Way. This of course, a good indication that the roads are absolutely clear because you can see it's green all the way. Our satellite feed showing us that we're here at Kianda School. As you can see, we've already passed the Communications Authority of Kenya, CAK, and making our way down to Waroko, Deloitte, and here we are at Nairobi School, making our way right here to the James Gishuru intersection. And of course, there's this brand new road, if you don't know, that actually connects to Westlands, goes on to connect to Thigiri, Kitusuru, and of course heading on towards Limuru Road. This, of course, being quite a number, or rather at least a savior for quite a number of people who you know, always heading towards the Westlands area because it's a great alternative if you don't want to use Waiyaki Way. You can also expect a little bit of traffic and a snarl up around this intersection because, of course, traffic coming up from Lavington, traffic coming down Waiyaki Way, all meeting up at this particular spot. And, of course, those going through the Westlands Red Hill Link Road. So here we are at Safaricom and making our way down still past St. Mark's Church. And here we are. Look at that. It is green. It's good news for you if you're coming down Waiyaki Way. Of course, if you've got something that you'd want to share with us, if you're from this route, why don't you send us a tweet pic? We'd love to actually see how the roads are looking. And you know, like we always say, it doesn't always have to be doom, okay? Gloom and doom. You can also share with us something interesting that you come across on the highway. Would love to actually post that up. And you can see this is Chiromo. Here we are already at the museum, and you can see things are looking good. Let's see if I can actually make my way to Thika Road, shall we? Here we are. This is the Pangani flyover. Let's try and back things up all the way to Githurai and see how things are looking. Not such good news if you are already around the Pangani area, because as you can see, it's a deep red line indicating that traffic is already back to back right there. But moving past Muthaiga and making our way past Kenya Utalii College, let's look at how things are looking around Allsops. Yes, an area to definitely monitor every single day. Yes, we understand that, of course, construction still currently underway, but nothing major to report. Obviously, you will have to exercise a little bit of patience if you're coming down Thika Road, because as you can see from around the Ruaraka Post Office, passing Allsops, slightly past Allsops, you can see it's a red line indicating that traffic has already begun to pick up right there. But even as we keep backing things up, we've already passed Garden City Safari Park. So far, so good. If you are in Roysambu, it's an amazing time to start heading out. This is Roysambu. Let me just zoom in slightly so you can actually see. Here we are. That is Roysambu area. And of course, TRM, things are looking good. So far, so good. And there you have it. Thika Road, not too bad. Only just to highlight that Allsops and that particular area there, a little bit of traffic, but it does open up, and then you can expect traffic to at least start picking up around the Pangani flyover. But so far, so good. Okay, and of course, with that being said, we're going to try and, of course, make our way back again to, here we are, the Pangani flyover, and see if we can make our way down back into the CBD. And so here we are. This is Guru Nanak. Here we are in Ngara. Here is Globe roundabout. And let's see if we can make our way back to Waiyaki Way. University of Nairobi, here we are. This is a good spot to start off. Let's make our way and see if we can actually get to Mombasa Road very quickly. Here is Haile Selassie. You can see even how things are looking like at the CBD. So far, it's good. It's green, which is a good indicator. So far, you can see that the roads are clear. Bunyala roundabout, and of course, here is Uhuru Highway. A little bit of the red indicating traffic has, of course, begun to pick up, but as would be expected at the roundabout because of the traffic lights, or perhaps we've got traffic police right there. And here we are at the Nyayo Stadium. You can see it's actually yellow, not a bad indicator, which means traffic is actually moving. Usually you would expect this to be a deep red around the Nyayo Stadium roundabout, but so far, so good. As I zoom out and we make our way through Mombasa Road, look at this. It's green. So far, so good. If you're coming from Mombasa Road, leaving Syokimau, leaving Emali, as far as where movie comes from, it's a good time to actually start heading out. Here you are, have Bellevue Estate, and we are making our way up. Pole Pole, here's the Likoni Road junction, and let's keep backing it up so we can see how Mombasa Road looks like. Here we are at Panari. Here we are at Bombil. Look at that, it's green. Okay, so here we have the red line. What do we have here? This is actually around Samir, Africa. Not looking too good, but as you can see, it actually does start to open up. So a little bit of patience and you will definitely be on your way. Imara Daima Station, also somewhere we need to actually highlight, or at least a spot we need to highlight, as would be expected. The red line every single morning actually looks like this as early as 5:30. So as would be expected, yes, traffic bumper to bumper around the city cabanas and of course the Imara Daima area. But not too bad, because like as you can see, right around Liberty Plaza, it does open up, and of course you are good to go. So that's how things are looking like. We've taken a look at 3 major routes: Wayaki Way, we've taken a look at Thika Road, and of course Mombasa Road. If you do have anything that you'd like us to share right here on our Traffic Watch, get in touch with us to our social media platforms at K24 TV on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Let's get into the newspaper review.
And a very good morning to you. This is K24 This Morning, and it's time for us to go through the newspaper review. As always, we look at the front pages of each of the dailies and then get into our panel and look at the big stories of the day. As you were told, you can tweet us, let us know how your traffic situation is, but also chime in on what we're talking about on the news. I can see Phil McLeod is up and ready. Karinga Simon saying, Hamjambo Masela, this is the show to never miss. Can't wait for the newspaper review. As always, Daktari Pia saying he's very tuned in. Let the show continue. So, of course, you can get us on Twitter at K24 TV or SMS us on 21222. Let's look at the front pages of each of the dailies before we jump into them proper. We'll start off with the front page of the People Daily. History chasing Kipchoge jets out like a king. After 7 months of intense training, World Marathon champion departs Eldoret in private jet to attempt sub 2 hours in 42-kilometer race. This is definitely a big one right there. And of course, either way, athletes and pundits talking about the fact that he is the greatest of all time, even at this particular point. But they're very much behind him as we wait and see what will happen this weekend. Front page of The Standard. Raila, 4 MPs wanted by DCI in car tax probe. Range Rover links to former Prime Minister among those impounded in a swoop on 444 fraudulently registered vehicles. That's the front page of your Standard this morning, and you can see some of the other vehicles and their owners in that respect. Devolution CS Eugene Wamalo's vehicle, George Theuri as well, Matthias Robi, Kuria West MP, Maoka Makore, Gembe North MP, and Oyugi Magwanga, ex-Kasipul MP as well, having their vehicles right there. We'll be talking about that particular story as well. Front page of the Daily Nation, of course, even as we continue to listen to and watch and get the proceedings of the trial of Willie Kimani, when the police become gangsters, the National Police Service Commission has warned the public to be on the lookout for a criminal who is armed and dangerous. But what should worry Kenyans more is that the suspect is a police officer gone rogue. How do you deal with that when the person who's supposed to be enforcing the law is the very one breaking it? That's what they're going with on the front page of the Daily Nation this morning. Front page of the Star, is Uhuru appeasing both Ruto and Raila? President has also quietly been talking to ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, according to the Star, right there. And what does this mean in terms of the political strategy he has in place? We'll be trying to decipher that on the show. Also, on the other half of the front page of the Star, INEOS 159 challenge, Eliud Kipchoge for historic record right there. Doing this not only for the country, but of course for the whole world. If he breaks this, it's going to be a totally different ball game as far as athletics is concerned, and long distance running as well. And the front page of the Business Daily, President's wealth to be made public in new bill. Proposed law to remove hurdles that stop citizens from obtaining records of politicians and top civil servants. Big question right there. We've spoken about lifestyle audits for quite a while, but we've never seen it fully through. And probably that's why they want to address that with that particular bill. But we'll touch on that as well this morning. So as we get into the big stories of the day, let me welcome my panel as well. Once again, Ken Bosire of the People Daily. Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Honorable David Sankok, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And Madam Elachi, good morning once again.
Morning.
Karibu sana. Let's look at the front page of the People Daily before we get into matters politics, because this is one of those stories that brings everybody together.
Yes.
We're not fighting, we're just behind this man who has been very humble throughout his career and is now taking this not only for the country, but this is the world. And if he breaks it and goes sub 2, It's going to be a big one for every single person. But let me just ask a question that might jump into that particular space of governance and our country and patriotism as a whole. After what he's done, won countless number of marathons, broken world records, now wants to break another one, he's still never gotten a state commendation. There was a time we thought he'd almost get one. It never happened. And we're like, what does he have to do in order for, someone to say, you know what, this is a son of the soil who has done us immensely proud. Wacha tumpatie kitu. Madam Elachi, let me start with you.
Well, first I want to really thank Kipchoge, because I know many young people are looking at him now as a role model in terms of, first, just his humble background.
Very.
That is more important, and he has remained humble. But also to say it's unfortunate. The people who sit on those committees that do the commendations, and indeed, I think the bill that we now use in Parliament, which brought in all these categories, I am hoping. Really, it is not right. So I'm just hoping this year he has to really be given that honor as a country, as a hero. He's our hero.
True.
In this month, and therefore we wish him well, and we are hoping he will break this record, so that not just history, but we've just closed the curtains of Doha, and it will bring in something new for those who are in Doha and those who are going for the Olympics. It will really break in a new wing where the athletes would want to just reach to the first one before he breaks this other one. So let's wish him well, and we are behind him. He's going to run alone. I hope he has the pacers.
Oh, yes, he has 41 pacemakers.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. So you see, he's not just alone, he's also training others. Yes, so we are hoping they will move with him. And also become good marathoners in the end.
Fantastic stuff.
And it gives us one thing, that teamwork is very important.
True.
I don't know why we've never admired the way athletes do it, that you can't do it alone. You need a team to help you push yourself. So even as in work, whoever is there because you have a strength and a weakness, and therefore he builds within your weakness or to make you move to your next level. So you have to appreciate that.
Honorable Sankok, let me bring you in on this, because we're talking about a person who has done very many firsts. Yesterday, the first person to go from Eldoret to Vienna, direct flight, that has never happened before. He was taken from a Concorde and taken there. Are we having the scenario where the prophet still isn't appreciated in his own home? You wonder, the whole world wants this man.
I know.
But when it comes to the list, Hatuwoni.
It's so funny, Jeff, that the Githeri man was picked when he was queuing to vote, and he was eating Githeri just like any other person could eat. In fact, the guy should have been punished for eating in a queue instead of eating in the right place, dining hall. But this is Kenya, where those who actually advise the president are sometimes people who are not only funny, but sometimes are people who depend on social media rumors to pick out some things to award. Imagine a state medal like that one should have gone to such a great man of our history. In fact, I'm not hoping that he will break the record, the world record. I'm 100% sure that he will break, because human power is limitless. When God created a human being, he put in us almost everything that we needed. God never created anything else. We have created Concorde, even that one that was used by Kipchoge. We have created so many other things. We have created this television. God never created anything after the sixth day. He only created man. In fact, when man, that is Adam, went to God and told him, I've seen all the animals, I've not seen my partner. God just laughed. He did not go back to the clay to mold another human being. He told Adam, everything is in you. So he made him sleep and remove the woman from the rib. So you are.
So we are very special.
You are very special.
So you need to tell your colleagues to stop abusing their mothers.
So in any case, so I will be waiting.
I'm
100% sure. I'm not hoping.
He will break.
He will break. And in fact, I've even been rehearsing the way I will be celebrating. In fact, I've rehearsed to an extent that I will be celebrating even without my crutches. Only that I don't want Uhuru to see that day when I don't have crutches. Because if he see, he will gazette me as a representative of a person with disability in parliament.
Mr. Bosire, let me bring you in
this that Uhuru should close his eyes as I celebrate, and then I go back to my crutches after celebrating. You know, you may think that I'm no longer disabled, and I don't deserve
there might be an
position.
issue there.
What about if God just makes it a miracle and you become normal?
I'm telling you, I lose my allowances. No. It's good to be this way because I'm earning.
Mr. Bosire, let me bring you in on this as well. History chasing Kipchoge right here. People are saying this is the time. As Honorable Sankok says, it's not even hoping. They believe that elaborate preparation has been made. We've seen no expense has been put aside in order to make this happen. Is this the big one for Kipchoge? Does he do it this time around?
Yes. First of all, Jeff, I'm very proud of this Kenyan. For me, he embodies the true spirit of the Kenyan that has been taken away from us by this artificial politicking. Looking at that headline, that for me is a headline that gives you peace and comfort that you're not talking about conflict. Coming up to what we're saying, I know you'll also win. And every one of us carries the weight. I went to bed last night feeling like I am doing the race with Kipchoge. We may not be there physically to do the rabbit thing, but we are doing the rabbiting with him here. Right. We'll run all the way with him. There are so many millions of Kenyans. And we wish him all the best. And for me, I want to say this, Jeff. There are many Kipchoges in this country, across the country, the breadth from the lake to the coast to the northern part. But how many times do we recognize this kind of these Kipchoges? We seem to get our priorities wrong. Not that Githeri man was also wrong. Eating is in itself a noble thing, but the way he did it, okay, no right places, but the eating thing is a biological thing. But we pick the wrong things. We go for the wrong stuff all the time. And that's why many people have always thought that these state commendations are jokes. We never get the right people. Across the history of our country, there are many people unsung heroes. And this is where we miss the turning point at the crossroads. We seem to go left when we are supposed to go right. And for once, even if he doesn't get that medal from state commendations, many Kenyans have already honored him and given him the accolades that he needs. In our hearts, he's our hero. So we do the best. And for me, to check that gap in the country, how do we best tap into the potential that we have, especially among the youth? Sports is a major thing that we need to develop in this country. And yet, when we promise to do facilities to enable these young people, develop that talent and bring in more money and pride and patriotism, we seem to forget all those things. But I hope, like Honorable Sankok is saying, and Honorable Elachi have said, this for us can begin to refocus the way we look at ourselves. We are now galvanized. Each time we are doing athletics and some sporting thing, we become Kenyan. This is where we are. The rest of us is just artificial, that we can use this as a way of refocusing and saying, let's go for the things that work for us and make us true Kenyans.
Fantastic.
And again, the issue of patriotism. You know, this is the only time when all Kenyans
come together.
Are together. You know, and I will wish to say in front of Bosire, the people daily picked the best headline. You know, the rest are picking headlines. Is Uhuru appeasing both Raila? Is political. Everything is politics. It's DCI is after car, taxi. You know, everything is negative. This is the only time that we see really that patriotism. The patriotism that you see in me daily. You know, this color of the flag and the green attire is normally to show Kenyans that we need to be patriotic. You know, Jeff, I'm even blaming you, the media. And that is why I'm blaming this media. You know, sometimes you don't show us patriotism. Long are gone are the days when we used to hear patriotic song every morning when we wake up. Tushangilie Kenya taifa. But nowadays, what do we hear? You hear boom, boom. Kamati ya chini, kamati ya chini. I don't know who is kamataring who. You know what I'm saying?
Honorable Sankok, I hear you on that. Let's move on because I'm about to get to the first break of the show. Let's go to page 5 of the People Daily, if we shall. Once we have that good feeling in our heart, let's talk about some of the issues we are facing now as a country. Auditor General faults medical equipment lease. County governments have raised concerns over the deal meant to shore up healthcare at grassroots, talking about the fact that that there are procurement laws that were flawed right there, how senior officials in government forced this deal to go through at this particular point in time. We've had COG governor talking about the fact that he was actually forced to take this equipment on the dead of the night on Saturday, and if he didn't take it, the chiefs are going to go around saying that he doesn't want to give the county health care. So his hands were tied, he had to go and take it, because now he could see. The people would ask him, why don't you want us treated? We're about to get into the first break, so we'll have really quick comments as we go on with this. The Auditor General also talking about procurement flaws in terms of how this has been done. This is healthcare, Bosire. How do we still afford to play such games when it's really a matter of life and death?
We are a sick country. This is the complete opposite of what Kipchoge means for us. Because somebody is not coming to help Kenyans. Somebody is dancing, making money of our bodies. And that, for me, is the lowest that you can go as a human being. That you can't bring equipment. When guys are dying, cancer is killing everybody, and we need that equipment, and we are stealing from them. That, for me, is beyond even saying shame. We talk about getting these people. You look at the way we use the law to steal, the Public Procurement Disposal Act, and everything else. That's why, like we've mentioned in this show before, that is very difficult even to prosecute these cases because they use the very laws. We must go beyond extrajudicial things to get these guys down. Let's begin. The MPs in Parliament, I hope, can begin to name, put names behind the guys, the faces behind this scam. Because it's the worst that we can talk about. We've talked about Anglo-Leasing, we've talked about so many things. But to do it with the health of the people, the health of the nation, I think that is the lowest we've sunk.
Well, and it is indeed an all-new law as far as it's concerned. You'll have to take a fast break and then come back and get our views from Honorable Sankok and Honorable Elachi on the same story, because we're talking about healthcare. It's a pillar as far as the Big Four is concerned, but the games going on behind the scene when it comes to procurement of equipment that's supposed to actually benefit the citizens is an actual issue. People profiting from illness, really, as Ken Bosire said, it is indeed a sick nation at that particular point. We want your views on these stories and more as well. Tweet us at K24TV. You can also SMS us on 21222. Back with plenty more after the break.